Hello and welcome to Latina Leads lesson number 5, Intro to Broadcasting. My name is Ana Rivera and I am your program coordinator. I am also the president of Council Women for LULAC 7269. Question to think about. What is the power of storytelling? The objectives of storytelling and in broadcasting are as follows. Understand the role of broadcasting in delivering important information to the public. Think about the different roles that work together to make broadcasts possible. Identify the elements to producing a good, newsworthy story. Learn about the importance of diversity in broadcasting and media. Watching your favorite television show, listening to your favorite song on the radio, or staying up to date with current events is made possible for millions of people every day through broadcasting. What is broadcasting? Well, broadcasting is the process of distributing audio and or video content electronically to a large audience. Through broadcasting, people are able to stay connected and receive critical information in real time. Why is broadcasting so important? With the rapid advancements in technology and broadcasting, accessing information about nearly any topic is easier than ever before. Some of the most common and important uses for broadcasting technology include transmitting emergency notices. Have you ever heard your phone screech and make all these crazy noises, the same on the radio or on the TV? That is alerting you of weather emergencies or if someone went missing, etc., etc. Bringing you breaking news stories. When something important has happened, they'll interrupt a regular show to bring you these news. Delivering entertainment and teaching you new information. So, can you think of other examples of the type of information that is distributed through broadcasting? Bringing you the day's breaking news, top stories, and entertainment takes a team working together in front of and behind the scenes. There are many critical roles involved in the field of broadcasting. Roles in the field of broadcasting are numerous. So let's look at some of those. Engineers. You need production engineers for all of the machinery that's there. Cybersecurity experts. You don't want your newscast or your show to be hacked by another company. So, producers, they deliver the people the information so that you can give it out to the audience. Editors, journalists, meteorologists, and news anchors. Roles that make broadcasts possible. The previous roles are some of the most commonly known jobs in broadcasting. However, it takes many more team members in a variety of roles for a broadcasting company to be very successful. What are other important roles that make broadcasts possible? Let's take a look here. Roles that make broadcasts possible. Here are examples of other jobs that are important for broadcasting company to be successful. Marketing managers. They create a plan to promote the company's brand among customers. Accountants. They oversee the financial records of the company. And human resource managers. They recruit or hire, interview, and hire new staff as well as serve as the link between the company's employees and management. Delivering breaking news. The role of journalists play a key role in delivering critical information about events and issues to households every day. The stories that journalists share can greatly impact on how people live their lives. So right now you're hearing a lot of inflation, you're hearing about a lot about Ukraine, you're hearing a lot about different laws being changed and a lot of people getting all upset and things like that. So all of these news are constantly coming out to keep you aware of what's going on in our country and outside of our country. The role of a journalist. These impacts can be considered small. For example, a meteorologist reporting on the weather can influence the outfit you choose to wear or where you want to go on vacation. Or the stories journalists tell can have huge impacts that can lead to life-altering decisions, such as choosing to move from your neighborhood based on reports of danger in the area, such as crime. The responsibilities of journalists. Journalists have a big responsibility to report factual and accurate information. Although everyone has an opinion, journalists must present information objectively and keep their opinions private. Being objective means not being influenced by personal feelings or opinions in considering or representing facts. An activity for you. Fact finder. Journalists have a duty and responsibility to report stories in a truthful and objective way. To do this, they must learn how to distinguish statements as either facts or opinions. Through this activity, you will use your critical thinking skills to review a set of statements and decide if they are facts or opinions. Ethical journalism. Journalists are also expected to be ethical in their reporting. Ethical journalism means seeking the truth and reporting it. Journalists should be accurate, fair, honest, and courageous in how they gather, report, and interpret information. Minimizing harm. Journalists must show respect to their sources, subjects, peers, and the public. Acting independently. Journalists should focus on serving the public. Being accountable and transparent. Journalists must take responsibility for their work and explaining their decisions to the public. Producing newsworthy stories. As a reporter, there are certain elements you can focus on when writing and presenting a story, so it is newsworthy and relevant to viewers. What are other elements you should consider? Well, you need to consider how it's going to have an impact, your news. How significant is it? Is it of human interest? Is the timing right for the story? The proximity of it? The uniqueness of the story? And how it conflicts the story? Research and studies of these stories. Elements of a good story. Storytelling is a powerful tool, and how you present a story can make a big difference in how your audience understands it. What are other elements you should consider? Well, these are very simple. Number one, simple. Number two, emotional. Number three, truthful. And number four, visual. Women in broadcasting. Ethical journalism. The broadcasting industry is important because it greatly influences which stories and voices are heard around the world. Because of this, representation and diversity is necessary to ensure different perspectives are also presented or represented in the stories we read and hear. Women have historically been underrepresented in the broadcasting industry and the media. According to a 20-year study across 114 countries, only 24% of the persons heard, read about, or seen in a newspaper, television, and radio news are women. Women in the news. So as you can see how this changes, how the years have changed and how the numbers fluctuate. So from 2000 to 2018, you've seen all these different changes. Bring gender equality issues to light through your stories. So let's discuss this. Are you ready? So that was very interesting discussions with you. So through this lesson, you have learned about the key role of broadcasting in informing the public of important information. To reach this goal in an ethical way, it's important for people with different identities and perspectives to be part of broadcasting so diverse voices are represented. Think about the following questions and discuss them in class or amongst yourself when you're on your break or anything like that. Let's go through this activity here. What are some of the most important elements to consider when telling a story? Why is ethical journalism important? Why is diversity and representation important in the broadcasting and the media? What can you do to get more involved in the broadcasting field? Here are some forms that you want to take home because it's a take-home activity. As a class, you learned about the importance of ethical journalism. Through this activity, you will put your investigative skills to work to analyze a newscast and determine if the practices of ethical journalism were followed. You can work on this activity with a family member or a friend if you'd like. Bring the completed worksheet to your next class to discuss as a group. So, see you next time, and remember, always be ethical in your broadcasting journalism. This is made possible through the generosity of our sponsors, Spectrum and the Ford Foundation.